¿Estamos listos? Sí. Hacia el norte. ¡Ay! Empezando la pinche aventura con madre. Ah. Creo que esto es todo el karma que me pasa por andar ahí picando a las pobres vacas. Apaga la antorcha. Tenemos que ir hacia el norte. Hacia Rovna. Podemos irnos por este camino.
God be with you.
I see there's not much going on around here. So you've stayed here on your own?
Quite so. All by myself. All the others were either killed by the Cumans or fled to Rattay.
I'm sorry to hear that. And what's keeping you here, alone?
My older brother ran away with the wandering players. So when our father was on his deathbed, he made me swear I'd never leave our home.
I can see you took your vow seriously.
I did. But it's starting to get dangerous around here. Again.
The Cumans.
If it were Cumans, I'd grab an axe and that would be that. But a week back, some rabble made their way through here. They begged me for food, and mark my words, they weren't taking no for an answer. If they'd been just a tad hungrier, I swear they would have stormed the cottage.
There are gangs like that around, true enough. I saw the mess they left behind. Savages.
It was horrible. People tried to find shelter in the church, but them dogs was waiting. They knew too well that's where folk would try to hide.
And where did you hide?
By the grace of God, I got my family away into the woods.
And I don't see your family with you. I hope those bastards didn't sniff them out.
No, it takes better man than them to track me down. I sent my wife to Rattay with some others.
Do you think folk will ever go back to their homes?
Oh, I don't know about Skallets, but the folk here are sure to want to come back. The only thing they're missing is spiritual support.
Do you mean the priest?
Indeed. When the land's at war, noblemen fight to protect their property. But simple folk want someone to tend their souls.
Of course. But it was the Skallets parish priest who ministered here, wasn't it?
He did. But there's been no sign of him since the attack. Or at least he's definitely not in Rattay among the refugees.
That's true enough. I didn't see him there.
But if you're interested, young fella, maybe you could help us find the priest we need here.
Isn't it up to the bishop to appoint a priest?
Oh, you're probably right, but he don't seem interested in doing it. Why waste time finding a priest for a village with just one old fool in it?
Yeah, you're probably right. I can always ask. but I've heard where the Skalitz priest went.
That's great news. Although I had my eye on another priest.
You might as well tell me who he is. What I heard about the Skalitz priest might just be rumours.
True. Well then, a few years ago there used to be another priest in Skalitz. Simon, I think his name was.
Simon. Father Simon, I remember him. That's the one who went missing, right?
Aye. I don't want to spread rumours, but they say he was in love with his housekeeper. And then she died somehow, poor thing.
That's not a story I've come across.
It only reaches folk who care for such tales. Well, to finish the story, Simon left the parish and ran away. You know that already. There was neither sight nor sound of him for a long time, until this spring he showed up here.
And what's he doing here?
That's just it. People say he's become a hermit.
All right. And where can I find him?
I couldn't tell you exactly, but you could start by talking to that girl's parents. Well, they live on a farm nearby, and it's likely they know more. They may even have had words with him.
I'll go and see what they have to say for themselves.
God go with you, lad, and I pray you find him. If some heathen stabs me in my sleep, I'd rather have a decent burial.
Don't worry. I'll bring someone.
May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah.
Porque de veras, esto es karma. Esto es karma, lo sé.
Yeah.
What in the... Jesus Christ be praised.
I'm looking for the priest, Father Simon, and I heard you might know of him.
Simon? What do you want him for?
I'm looking for the priest who used to take care of St. James, and the locals tell me they saw him around here.
I don't know if I can help you there. He'll never go back to his parish, if you ask me. Very well. What is it you want to know?
What went on between Simon and your daughter?
Nothing that hasn't happened before. Our Mary was his housemate in Skalitz. She was pretty, very pretty. And he was young, and so things went the way they do between comely young folk. She came back home one day, heavy with child.
Yes, these things happen. What can you do?
I said as much. I was just glad our girl was provided for. Only she never had the chance to hold that babe in her arms. She didn't live through the birth.
I'm very sorry.
Such is a woman's lot in life. Men die in battle, and women in the arms of the midwife.
And what happened to Simon?
The poor man, he took it the worst. He was sure God's wrath smote Mary for her fornication.
¿Y qué le pasó al bebé? ¿También se murió?
That's rubbish. People lie together out of wedlock all the time, and God never smites them down.
That's just what I told him. But it's hardly my place to lecture a priest. And who knows? Maybe he was right. The Lord moves in mysterious ways. He was overflowing with grief. He barely spoke, didn't eat, refused to take a new housemaid. And then, one fine day, the presbytery was deserted. It took a good season before another priest came along.
What went on?
Nothing that hasn't happened before. She was pretty.
Yep.
Sat the poor.
The Bible does say it's a
Well, I'm not fit to judge, and the ways of the Lord are strange. He was overflowing with grief.
Where can I find him? He said to me.
I heard that too, and I'm inclined to believe it, even though I haven't seen him myself.
How come?
After our poor Mary went to her rest, we used some of the money he'd paid us to put a cross up by the roadside. And lately, there's been wreaths of comfrey turning up next to it. I don't take them there, nor my husband neither.
You think Simon does?
Who knows? Maybe it's a miracle. I could believe anything. But there's not been fresh ones for a while.
I see. Can you tell me where that cross is?
Certainly. There are settling tanks for the mines to the west of Skalitz. On the hill above them in the woods, there are several paths. Mary's cross is by one of them, close to the brook.
All right. Thanks. I'll be going.
Very good, then.
I'll tell him.
God be with you.
God save you, good knight. What can I do for you?
It may sound strange, but I'm looking for Simon, the priest.
Father Simon? I last saw him when he was paying me damages. That was back when Mary was still with us. If you want to know something, ask the wife. I don't have the time or the will to talk about that man.
I understand. Thank you.
See you later.
Ay, olvidé prender el video. Estamos buscando al padre Simón. Y ahorita estoy de este lado. Estoy por acá. Estoy al oeste de Scalice, donde hay muchos aguas. Hay muchos carboneros y así. Entonces encontré esta presa hecha por los humanos. Esta presa. Y vamos a subir por aquí hacia el norte, bueno, hacia el oeste de hecho. Subimos el río. Tenemos que encontrar la cruz primero antes de que salga para que aparezca Simón y los tipos que lo tienen bajo custodia. Ahora, estoy buscando a mi derecha un camino. Eventualmente voy a subir, voy a tener que subir. Como pueden ver aquí en el B, me marca. A mi derecha tengo que buscar un camino y ir a la cruz. Pero creo que todavía me falta llegar más arriba. Creo que es este es el camino. Sí. Bueno, sí, creo que sí. Sí, ahí está la cruz. Aquí está la cruz. Lo examinamos.
This must be that cross. Mary's mother was right. Someone did lay flat. I should have a look around and see if there's comfrey growing anywhere nearby.
Aquí encontramos consuelo por aquí. Consuela. Mucho consuela. Ya podemos seguir el río hacia el norte hasta encontrar a los bandidos. Bueno, no son bandidos, son como que pordioseros. Hay que hacer unas malabares por ahí. Y ahí está el padre. Me voy a tomar una poción de bardo. Me voy a poner las cosas de carisma. Carisma 11. Estoy muy sucio. Bueno, me voy a tomar una poción de bardo. A ver si con 13 los puedo convencer. Fulana. Es un fulano, de hecho. Los puedo golpear, pero quiero hablar mejor con ellos para subir diálogo.
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
I've come for the priest. Simon.
There's no one here called Blair.
There is. Do you take me for a fool?
All right, maybe there is someone here. What of it? We're not going anywhere.
8 más 8.
I think you should talk less and move your legs more.
And why is that? You think you've got what it takes to beat us?
I might. But it doesn't matter, because I saw you yesterday, and then stopped by Talmberg to report. So, unless you'd rather wait for Sir Divish's Captain Robard, you should go now.
Shit. All right, we'll go. How far are they?
Far enough still. If you run, I'm sure you'll get away.
Right. Right. Thanks for the warning.
Are you alright?
Yes. Yes, I think so. Oh, what happened to those wretches?
They're skulking around here somewhere.
Good God! Couldn't you scare them?
I'll see what I can do.
Just don't hurt anyone.
Me tengo que esperar un poquito. Dormir y guardar, ahorita lo voy a usar.
Oh, thank you, my son. I was beginning to fear I'd never get out of here alive.
They didn't look dangerous. The only thing at risk was your possessions.
I know, poor fools. But I was afraid they'd leave me here. What would I have done then? And to whom do I owe my salvation?
My name's Henry. You may remember me. I'm the son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
Your face does seem familiar. But listen, Henry, I can't help feeling you didn't stumble across me by accident.
It's true. I've come to ask a favor of you.
Me? What on earth could I do for you?
I need you to go back to St. James. The folk there need spiritual guidance. Skalitz is a burned-out shell, and many have died in St. James. They need a priest. Any priest.
I understand, but I have to disappoint you. I gave up my calling. Instead, I've given myself over to repentance.
I know your story, Father.
Then you know what I'm guilty of.
Yes, and I don't want to try to make light of it. Your conscience is your own affair, but I know that deep down you're a good man.
You don't know what you're saying. You don't know me.
But I know what you did. Many priests break God's commandments willy-nilly and aren't the least ashamed.
That doesn't absolve me of my sins. God's law is set, no matter how often it's violated.
You're certainly right, but the people need you. And forgive me for being blunt, but while you can leave the presbytery if you choose, it doesn't absolve you of your duty to Christian folk.
But I'm a sinner. I'm not fit to guide anyone. I'm unworthy to do so.
Priests, bishops, monks, abbots, they're all sinners. Even the Holy Father himself is a sinner. You've done your penance, and now your people need you.
Well, you're probably right. It is my duty. At least for a time. until they find someone better.
I don't think I'll find anyone better in a hurry.
All right, I'll take what I can carry and go back to St. James.
Thank you. Your parishioners will be very grateful. I need help with treatment.
And what's wrong with you?
Oh, nothing. But Philip from Skalitz is dying. He's lying in Sasau and won't last long.
Slowly now. What happened to him?
Nobody knows much. He's not wounded, but I heard he was hiding from the humans for days in a pile of carcasses.
The Lord have mercy. The living should never lie with the dead. His intestines must be purged, but even then he's in God's hands.
How do I clean his intestines?
It might surprise you, but you'll have to give him alcoholic spirits. The purest you can get your hands on. The best is distilled from Artemisia. It'll make him a bit delirious, but it'll help. I'll show you how to prepare it.
Listo. Ahora tenemos que ir a rataje. Pero pues ya se acabó aquí.
I found you a priest.
Really? That's wonderful news. Who is it?
The former parish priest of St. James. I persuaded him to return to live among you, at least for a while.
So you found him?
Yes, he was roaming the woods around here.
Thank God. You'll see. Once there's a priest, people will soon be back.
I hope so.
I've put together a small sum for a new piece. So I thought a portion should definitely go to you, as a reward.
I couldn't possibly take it. You'll need the money to rebuild the village.
As you wish then. I shan't weigh you down with it.
So, farewell to you. And I hope he gets here soon. Just don't you let him run off again.
I'll keep an eye on him myself. Godspeed to you, Henry. And thank you for your help. See you later.
Reputación ganada. Qué bueno, necesito reputación. Una misión completada. Un hombre de sotana. Listo. Ahora hay que ir a rataje.